Like, he tends to like these enchanter supports, so when we did see him play that Milio along with the Lucian, looked probably a whole lot better than when he's on these initiation supports. Going into Champion Select, though, will be the Nico ban first from Hellpigs. Maokai as well. PSG taking that away from Godtone. Obviously had a pretty good game on it yesterday. I always wonder what these signs say, man. I just wish I knew.
LeBlanc once again banned on blue side. And that's after they picked it up yesterday and lost with it. So I wonder if they just don't want to play it anymore. They just want to stay away from it. Or if maybe they just want to look for something else early instead. Because they did pick the Tristana with it yesterday. Tristana is actually banned away. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Jace be kind of the next mid laner in order here for priority.
Yeah, we did see Jace banned already today. Haven't actually seen it picked yet today, and I think every other day it's been pretty much in almost all of the games. Very high priority over here in the PCS. Sejuani the ban though. So Maokai and Sejuani both off the table. I wonder if that means Junjia looking towards another game of Poppy. I'd say he didn't look so good on it yesterday, especially when you compare it to his usual performances.
Okay, Kaiser's the last ban. Something interesting here is Vi has been banned against Godtone a lot. Not sure if that's just because of the strength of the pick, or if Godtone specifically, has been playing well in scrims or something. I have to see if he ends up picking it up later. Ooh, or perhaps they're going to take it away.
Early Vi. Okay, it is.
So normally when this is picked up, it's matched pretty early by Xayah. But if it's not, I could see PSG go for Xayah Rakan in the 2-3 and have a really strong comp.
Wow, this would be the opposite of last split if that Zeri got locked in.
Yeah, Jace is up still as well. Ooh.
Lock it. Oh.
Jace Gragas could be a possibility.
I really do want to see Godtone playing one of his champs. It's going to be Renekton. Taco looked really strong yesterday, so I do like them picking that up once again. I think with the Vi, though, it means you're pretty incapable of picking Victor.
Yeah.
I think out of every champ that you could be playing mid against in terms of jungle, Vi would be one of the hardest.
Yeah, I think Azir is pretty decent versus Vi if he does want to look for that. Aphelios. Okay, so they're probably going to play Aphelios Thresh, so they're not going to go for the Xayah route. I wonder PSG, will they take that Gragas up against the Renekton? Or will they go for something like Xayah Rakan here anyway? Milio Lucian, still open too. PSG probably one of the only teams that would play it.
I wonder if he's hovering Godtone's champs.
I think he is.
Because I don't know about the Zed. I definitely know he plays Lee Sin Gragas.
Okay,
will it be Milio Lucian. Okay, that's exciting. I really like seeing Woody on Enchanters. I think he looks a lot stronger, provides more for his team, and also Wako just probably the best Lucian player here in the PCS at least.
Yeah, I think I have to shout out Eminem on that as well, though.
Yeah, that's
very good
call.
on the last split, but yeah, okay, they pick up the Milio Lucian, and I like this, and surely you have to go Thresh here, otherwise Aphelios cannot play the game up against Vi.
Yeah, definitely. At the moment, hovering junglers.
If you
do take the Thresh, you do lose out on a lot more jungle pull.
Yeah, but I just feel like, isn't it just impossible? I mean, maybe they are going to pick the Gragas. I would be excited to see that in Rel.
Okay.
I'm not sure how I feel about it. I feel like this is really hanging tied out to dry. Maybe if they can get a beefy enough front line, it's too risky for Vi to ult forward. But I would not be surprised if Tide is just getting ulted on cooldown.
Yeah, so one thing I guess about the Rel is it does offer you, if Vi does go in, you can really control a massive area with that Magnet Storm, which means it's not so easy to follow up on that Vi ult. So that's one sort of way you can play against the Vi. It's generally a lot less safe than just throwing out a Lantern for the Aphelios to click. But it is definitely a possibility. But to do that, you do need a beefy front line. You do need Taco to be at least even, if not ahead, as well as Rel to be reaching some of those item spikes on pace of Woody on this Milio.
Yeah. So now, Jax was that first ban. Poppy. Makes sense. I wonder, will Hellpigs target Kennen? Because I could see Kennen picked up here by Arja if it goes a bit later, if the picks start running out.
Yeah, Arja looks really good on the Kennen as well, so...
He has a few champs. They could ban the Gragas. Alternatively, they could pick it themselves on 4 and just play it in the jungle.
He also could just be fine to pick the likes of Sion. We've seen it already.
Yeah.
And you can just have a solo AP. Well, you don't even need solo AP so much because you do have that Lucian Milio, which offers so much magic damage just by themselves. So as long as you have a little bit of magic damage to help them, it's fine. Annie the ban, though, taking that away from Maple, is a fairly decent ban. Can follow up pretty well on the Vi ult.
Ivan ban, I think, is pretty smart. That's one of the few junglers that would be able to help keep Aphelios alive. So I think that was a really good ban, actually. And now what do we look for? I think the Gragas is still good. It provides some peel. Godtone's good with it. And it takes it away as the Renekton counter. I think they should lock it.
Yeah.
Do it.
We almost never see the Godtone champions. Actually, we haven't yet. Surely at one stage. Fiddlesticks. Okay.
All right.
Exciting. We've got a solo queue champion.
Yeah, I mean, that's different. I think Fiddlesticks is a very underrated champion. So, hey, if they can pull it off, I'd be very impressed. It gives very strong engage, and honestly, it's a hard champ to play against. I think the weakness, though, is definitely in some of those earlier skirmishes.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you think Woody takes cleanse here? Because that Milio ult against Fiddlesticks ult, as long as Milio's not CC'd and is able to cleanse everything, could dictate a lot in a team fight.
Yeah, I actually think you... Yeah, oh, do you take it? Probably not. Maybe you can play out of its range. I'm not too sure, but I think you're right. If you can just have Milio ult to disable the Fiddle ult, I think it's really good. And this Gragas should come in through here. And that's why I feel like taking the Gragas away on 4 would have been a better pick overall.
There's a lot of magic damage, though.
Yeah, I honestly think it's... Ooh. Let me go back to this.
Okay.
Okay, well. And it sorts out the damage a little bit.
Should lose out fairly handily in the lane, at least, but I do somewhat worry about PSG's damage profile, because Lucian Melio, while it is an AD carry, actually tends to do like 50 to 60% magic damage. Wow, okay.
Samira.
This is an AoE team comp.
Yeah, that is a comp if I've ever seen one. I mean, honestly, I kind of like it from Hellpicked. I think that if there's a way to beat PSG, just picking a group up as 5 teamfight composition that doesn't require a whole lot of execution is a cool way to do it. And that also means that Aphelios will be going mid up against Azir. Now that I'm a little worried for.
Yeah.
Because
okay, I think this is better. I think this is better. You struggle more on range, but if you are able to set up, you can pretty handily take on the Azir. Should have a bit more DPS at least the earlier stages.
Yeah, I think the 1v1 is not too bad, but the scary thing is, how can you survive against Vi Azir at 6? It's really not possible. You're going to have Fiddle cover you the whole time, but hey, this is something real new from Hellpigs, and I'm really excited to see it. If this comp gets ahead, it's going to be so hard to deal with, but if it falls behind, it's going to be completely useless.
Yeah, that really, really is. I mean, the one thing as well, we saw Woody has the highest ward cleared per minute, which, while it might not be the most impactful stat, I think against a Fiddlestick specifically is actually a huge thing. Because if you're Fiddlesticks and you're not maintaining vision control, the game becomes a lot harder for you to play. As well as just playing 2 AD carries on that same team comp as well. Like, it's not like you got the Tristana who is very safe. You've got 2 fairly unsafe AD carries. Samira doesn't really have an escape, has a wind wall, but then Aphelios, while left all alone in this middle lane, especially up against the Azir level 6, you're really worried as the Aphelios.
Hey, but we've seen Adiogs play immobile champs before and get away with it when he perhaps shouldn't, so maybe he can pull another trick for us here and manage to survive. Okay, question for you. Adiog's death prediction. How many?
Oh my. You want me to flame him or you want me to...
I want you to speak the truth.
Okay. You're against Ornn Vi Azir. I'm going for at least 5.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even just...
No,
like, how do you play?
I think you're right. I think also he is the one who's going to be getting altered. You know, like, I guess they might save Vi out for Samira, but if they're engaging first, I mean, that's the guy being targeted. I think 5 is... Yeah, I think 5 is fair.
I think he will play relatively safe, but you can only play so safe. I mean, against Ornn as well.
Yeah, I think it's so hard to play against.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to see. I think jungle path, more than ever, is going to be pretty interesting here. Fiddlesticks traditionally having one of the fastest jungle clears in the game, but it does risk him getting quite low if he goes for a really optimal, speedy path. And I'm sure Junjie is aware of that, as Azi literally just walking up and placing his ward, doesn't care. Okay, headed towards bottom, Junjie is going to be.
Yeah, I think it does make sense. Don't really want to play towards that Ornn lane. I think doing what you can to enable the Lucian Milio as well as shut down Samira and the Rel from achieving anything is super important. Samira, just one of those champs that when it gets ahead is just disgusting. But has trouble snowballing to begin with. Definitely needs a little bit of help.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Lucian Milio very strong in that 2v2.
Oh, Godtone is actually going full solo queue. I love it. I think when you've got a guy with so many reps in solo queue, it's really good. But here, bot lane, PSG maybe struggling again. It's being turned around for now, though, as Wako finding a lot of damage on this Lucian. The weakest stage of a Lucian lane, and they are decimating in terms of health.
Yeah, that is not good here for Tide. He does not want to be so low on HP that they can't set up any ganks or look for any sort of all-ins. And while they get sums off Woody, I feel like it doesn't really matter. Because now Wako is just going to have a field day in this bot lane. And Fiddlesticks is not a champ that's very good at ganking early.
No.
You know, can show his face, but if it's counter-ganked, it's going to go wrong very quickly. Feels like Hellpigs needed to just play that a little slower. Honestly, if they can just wait for 6 on the jungler and play around whatever Godtone does with his first ult, could be in a favorable situation.
I think first ult is really the important part of Fiddlesticks. Similar to like the likes of Nocturne and Twisted Fate, but dive coming through. Tide outplaying first blood there for Tide. Wow.
Ooh, that's pretty important. I mean, was going to die and lose that entire creep wave and the play. Would have pretty much been GG right there, I think, had he not managed to trade a kill back over, but at least gets himself a little bit of gold. A consolation prize.
Yeah, definitely. And Godtone reaping the benefits of that, picking himself up quite a hefty wave down there. Junjia actually has gone for the invade. Godtone not going to be aware of this. Will be now.
Yeah,
should have
he's probably
spotted it out.
Ooh, yeah. That's a little bit unfortunate for him, though. Lost the buff while he was covering bot.
Down Woody. Okay, this is actually really bad for Fiddlesticks. Did pick up that bot wave, but because of it, lost a lot of jungle creeps here. Obviously, the bot lane scuttle as well as the blue buff is ahead of level, at least for now, as he does head towards the top side. Now, what build do you think Fiddlesticks is going to go for?
I think it's going to be Protobelt Zhonya's. I think Zhonya's for Vial is good. I think Protobelt as well. It's a lot of damage. Good when you're the solo AP. And just the active is really good. So I would expect that to be the pickup. Junjia maybe now looking bot. There are no sums on Tide.
There are wards. Wako going forward. He's going to find a lot of damage, and it isn't the Windwall available for now. IC8 having to turn around. Does have flash available, so should be able to get out. But Junjia realizing the opportunity takes away yet another summoner spell from this bot side of Hellpigs.
Yeah, and that's just so good. Even the gank just for pressure makes it so hard. If you can stop the Samira from getting away into the game, it feels like Hellpigs will really struggle. Taco, he's getting some nice trades up here.
Yeah, Taco really has been the biggest pillar of hope, I have to say, in this team. Hasn't really had a game where you think, wow, he should have played better. A lot of them has just been him being pretty solid in his lane. Things around the map not going so well. IC8, though, trying to find something a little sneaky. Godtone in the area, but Ward will spot him out there.
Yeah, and it's tough for Godtone because I think he kind of needs to show to break this freeze, but I'm not even sure he can break it because Fiddlesticks is not particularly strong early. It looks like he's just going to walk away. I mean, Wave is now pushing back to the side of Hellpigs, so doesn't need to invest any more time here.
Yeah, okay. Ignite's now up for both bot laners. Exhaust should be up really soon, so perhaps for a little bit of time there because of summoner spells, there will be a slight advantage given to the Hellpigs bot lane, but I think that window is fairly hard to try and find to utilize.
Adiogs, he's come back to mid, he's got himself a Zeal. Ooh,
so
nice
annoying.
stop. That's very good. I'm a little worried now for the Aphelios. Azir has hit level 6. Now, Vi isn't there quite yet.
What is Aphelios building?
I'm not sure.
Got a Zeal.
Yeah,
that
we're
certainly
gonna
doesn't
see.
build into static.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think Storm Razor is something he sometimes gets. Gale Force. This doesn't build into any of those.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like if anything...
Rapid Fire Cannon?
No shot. There's no way. We'll see what he's cooking, though. Junjia, he's going to walk into that bot river. Only just ticked level 5, so still a little bit away from being able to gank somewhere with 6, but maybe another gank towards bot.
Yeah, okay. Fight started by Hellpigs, but they're not going to want that. Windwall comes out as Junjia finds the first. I see it now running away, but he is not going to get out, and Wako picking one up for himself. So 2 kills now afforded to this bottom lane.
This is really, really bad for Hellpigs. They really needed to be more stable in bot side until God Tone is level 6. You have to know there's going to be no pressure coming out of your fiddlesticks before then. And to play as if you're going to get that would be a mistake, and it feels like you're almost at, you know, an unwinnable bot kind of situation before God Tone can really impact it. Now, he still maybe has a window to gank bot when he hits 6, before Milio hits 6, as we'll get a look at this. So once again, the wave is not good for Hellpigs. They try and punish for Wako going forward, but with Junjia in the wings here, they go on a tide. Had no flash, so had no way to get out. And ICA also no flash from the previous gank from Junjia. And Junjia is doing a great way of playing around this. And Godtone, you can see he's frustrated, and I think for good reason. There's too much loss here from this bot side. They just need to be stable. Admittedly, it is difficult, especially up against the likes of Junjia, but I feel like they could have done a better job.
Yeah, look, mate. They may be losing down in the bot lane with that 80 carry, but they've got a reserve 80 carry here in the mid lane. He's cooking with his build too. But yeah. Taco is, again, doing really, really well up in his isolated 1v1. He's up nearly 20 CS. As the fight comes out again, but Tide does not have the damage. It's Wako. Wako looking for a second even as ICA tries to deny it. It's going to find the stun, but it's going to be Wako picking up his 4th. He saw a scoreline yesterday, and he's trying to turn it on its head.
Yeah, wow. I think if Tide had managed to pick up a kill, maybe that could have been a turning point in this game. And Godtone, he's starting to herald. There is no vision of this, so I think he might actually get it. But I would be very worried about Adiogs on this mid-wave. Vi is level 6. Azir obviously has ult as well. And at some point, this Aphelios is going to die, and I think this could be the wave. Pings on the mid-wave on the minimap.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if Adiogs can survive. Ooh, Vi moved away. Adiogs, I think he didn't show on vision there for a while. Ping's back on mid. Looks like Herald will be picked up by the Hellpigs, though. And where is this going to go? It feels like, in theory, you should be using a bot, but I almost feel like you're never going to get the opportunity. Dash forward from Wako into a big creep wave. You almost feel if Hellpigs are going to win a fight, this would be it.
Yeah.
But speaks to how far behind they are, because even with all that, it's honestly still not that close.
No.
And I think if ICA had somehow picked up this kill, it really wouldn't matter. Wave was frozen. Would have been disastrous no matter what. And Kraken Slayer now for Wako. That guy's pretty fed.
Yeah, I want to see Adiog's recall, man. I want to see what item he's building.
Yeah, I actually just don't know. Maybe it is the Storm Razor.
I don't know. Storm Razor doesn't build out of...
Oh, it doesn't?
No. It builds out of the carrot. All right, Taco now looks like he's going to be the focus. Call of the Forge God available. Knock-up lands here from Arze. Actually going to be the cease and desist as well. Adiox, though, the roaming Aphelios is here, as well as Godtone. They've turned around too. And out of the mid laners is actually going to be the Aphelios picking up the first kill.
That is really well played there from Hellpigs. And the first Fiddlestick ult, it finds value, which is super important. I have to say, a little questionable from PSG. I feel like investing Ornn and Vials into killing this Renekton probably isn't even worth it, because that alleviates so much pressure everywhere else on the map. So they use a lot for it, and ultimately they don't even end up getting the kill. Really nice flank here from Godzone. And that Fiddlesticks ult in these skirmishes is so, so strong, especially before people get tenacity.
Adiox queued backwards in that.
Doesn't matter.
I wonder if it would have been better, though, after that, for Godtone to just place down the Rift Herald top.
Yeah,
I swear you're never getting it down mid. Azir should always have pressure. Sorry, you're never getting it down bottom. Azir should have pressure in mid, and the Rift Herald would have secured first Blood Tower.
Oh, it is a Gale Force picked up from Adiogs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So having the dash could be helpful.
Yeah.
Ooh, another gank.
Okay, yeah, it's going to be Arze getting quite low here, and with this, he doesn't have teleport available, and it will be the Rift Herald used top here, so a lot of gold will go over to Godtone as well as Taco.
Yeah, this looks good.
I almost feel like Godtone should just claim himself the first gold, the first blood bounty.
So much damage.
Yeah, Junjia. Oh, the fight starts here for Hellpigs. They're trying to turn it around. Tide, he's not able to get that ultimate up. But Woody's living on 1 HP. Junjia's trying to find what he can, and it's going to be Maple coming through with that Emperor's Divide. Another 3 kills found here for Helpig. I mean, sorry, PSG.
Oh, tragedy though. So many low health bars. And I feel like, again, Helpigs, they need to play around Godtone. This Fiddlesticks is so important to this composition. I think bot lane probably just needed to cut their losses, leave the tower here. They know they were getting a lot top. Instead, though, they decide to fight, knowing that they're hard weak-sided, knowing that their jungler is showing top. And after taking all this damage, I really think should have just left now and could be fine. They have no mid priority, they have no jungler around. They decide to go for it anyway, and it just results in disaster.
Yeah, I wonder if that could have possibly been different if the Deadly Flourish comes out, but ultimately wasn't to be, and it's just another 3 kills, and I think there you do get to see a bit how useless Aphelios is at teleporting into something.
Yeah.
But second dragon taken, it's going to be the first for Helpix, and so they are not going down without a fight, and still I think a lot of the power for this team is currently sitting on the Renekton in top. And so maybe when he joins, if Wako slightly mispositions, we've seen what a Renekton can do in team fights already today. Could be an opportunity.
I think the Renekton in combination with the Fiddlesticks as well, there's a lot of things that need cleansing. And Woody, he's not going to be able to ult them all. So if they do layer their CC correctly, it could be very, very tough. I have to see though, I think so much lies on the shoulders of Godtone and Taco in this game.
Night Harvester, by the way, for Fiddlesticks.
Okay. Interesting.
It does give you, I guess, a little bit of mobility in the fights, as well as light amount of extra damage in terms of burst.
Well, there won't be any Dragon up for a while. Helpigs, they've managed to keep the gold fairly even, which, considering the insane deficit their bot lane is at, is very, very impressive. Because bot lane is so astronomically behind.
Yeah, pretty much all of that's on this Renekton, though, I feel.
Yeah, probably. Some of it's on Fiddlesticks, too.
I think Fiddlesticks has more gold than Gingia?
Maybe. He got a lot of plates off top.
That's true.
It's hard to say, though.
But ultimately, yeah. Okay, I think you had to use that there.
I feel like so much of this, by the way, if they hadn't died at level 2 in bot lane, I think they'd actually be in a decent spot.
Yeah, Helpigs would almost be winning, right?
Yeah.
I think one important thing is, while Samira is obviously very far behind, she's going lethality. So if she is able to get on those squishy members, actually will still offer quite a lot in a team fight. And the amount of AoE, I mean, Renekton, not typically thought of for his AoE, but when you combine it with the likes of the Fiddlesticks and the Samira, as well as Rel, it can quickly add up.
Definitely now. Pings around mid again. There's this vibe waiting in the wings. Mid priority though for PSG, and this should mean bot lane getting dived or forced off their tower. They reset early, but this will be the tower picked up from Wako. It was pretty inevitable, but even more going to him. Samira still does not have her first item. I think maybe she's waiting in base for it. Yeah, okay, so you got it now. Has the Dust Blade, but you've got to think that Wako will be picking up his second item here as well.
Yeah, very shortly, if not already. Now, I wonder, with this Aphelios and considering all the elements of their team, if when it comes to fights, do you think he's going to prioritize it, having the Infernum gun over the...
Yeah, I think he should.
Yeah, I think so as well, which is not typical. I mean, the ult, oftentimes we do see the ult used, as Gingia looking, but oftentimes we do see the Infernum gun used, but I think it's more common to be using that Infernum gun on the Chakrams to build those up and look for more DPS. But I think, at least for the Helpigs here, the main objective is to just straight burst out the other team with AoE.
Have to agree. And now, 2 minutes on that next drag. That should be the place where they look to just group up, hit all the ult buttons, and they could probably still win a fight if they can somehow kill Wako, because Wako is a large part of where this gold is, 6-0, and has his Navori now. If they can somehow kill him, I could see them winning a fight. If Samira can get some shutdowns as well, if she can be the one to pick up that kill, it could find herself back in this game.
Yeah, this Samira will be so annoying in fights too. If she does get a kill, goes untargetable for a little bit of time, and you're still dealing with AoE coming from everyone else. It's going to be hard though. You're going to have to really try and set up Godtone for a really nice fiddle ult. And it's a lot easier to do in solo queue than it is in these organized professional games.
Yeah, I think a lot of it will be on PSG to make sure they can scout out the fiddle beforehand. Wako definitely knows that the top side is very scary right now, wisely hugging towards that bot side vision that his team has set up. 45 more seconds now, and I would expect both teams to want to 5v5 this. Question comes down to, can Godtone find some sort of flank or some sort of angle? Because it all starts with him, finding an ult in here. RG will find him early, and as long as they get confirmation of where Fiddle is, if they can find him early.
Oh yeah, Junjia getting quite aggressive. Now, I think importantly, no stopwatch available for Godtone.
Yeah.
So, so much of Fiddlesticks is reliant on being able to get in there and go invulnerable, because you do want to just keep going forward.
Yeah, I like Taco's
Yeah,
lane.
Taco's got a really nice position. Wako, no cleanse, does have Woody's ult, but using that for a simple Renekton W feels terrible.
Yeah, and Wako, I think he might be getting looked at here. I wonder if Godtone will ult flash. Or he wants to, but it is difficult. Needs to be careful.
Godtone, it's going to have to be ICA protecting him, and for now at least, is going to be just that as Arze now joins the team. Looks a lot better for their 5v5. In fact, if Arze finds a really nice call of the Forge God here, could be pretty problematic.
Yeah, as long as they can keep vision of this Fiddlesticks though.
Even the Rift
fine.
Herald, not able to afford them pressure.
Yeah. Maybe looking for an engage now though.
Wako really aggressive. ICA finds the flash. That's going to be a lot used onto him, and he has gone down near on immediately as now Godtone's the focus. Again, there is no status. He's just taken down. Double kill for Maple.
Unfortunately, big misexecutions out of Hellpigs cost them. Feel like the fight always has to start with Fiddlesticks ult. Rel is just not tanky enough. I mean, look at her items. Look how behind she is.
Yeah.
And I feel like with that, PSG probably crossed the threshold of being the ones now, pretty secure in this game. Before, I think, obviously we're ahead, but it could be dicey. You'll see how it happened here, though. ICA, I guess he felt like he needed to make something happen, but it's just not it. Even if you get the stun, I feel like Fiddlesticks is so far away. I mean, you can see he's showing him vision here. And the Vi ult comes through, followed up by all the other CC. Yeah.
And importantly, 2 kills now onto that Azir, so you're not only having to worry about the Lucian, but the Azir getting himself a fairly decent amount of items too. Sitting at 2 items, at least for now. Adiog's only at the 1.5, but is going to recall now. See how much gold he has in his back pocket. Okay, Kraken Slayer is completed, so actually all things considered, mid lane remaining somewhat even. I almost feel like the biggest gold deficit in this game is support.
Yeah, support items are pretty ridiculous right now. It's going to be so hard for Rel to do anything. And so much of the stem just from that bot lane 2v2 getting outplayed.
Adiog's, you're in trouble, buddy. Cease and desist use, and he's just going to be found caught lacking at the red buff.
Yeah, had flash. Think he probably would have died no matter what. You predicted 5, he's at 2 already. We'll see how much longer the game goes for. Stopwatch now on Godtone. But it's so sad that he didn't have it for that fight. Honestly, wouldn't have made a difference in that one, but it feels like that was really a chance for Hellpigs to find a way into this game. Because they weren't that far behind at that point. Really, all that gold was centralized on Wako. Now that the gold has been nicely spread out, it feels like PSG have multiple win conditions, especially with that Azir. Maple starting to come online.
Yes, Junjia just relentlessly walking forward, channeling Vault Breaker. Really just has constant pressure over wherever he is on the map. And Radiant Virtue, Black Cleaver completed for him, so he's very, very tanky. And he's okay to just walk in here. ICA is going to be found, actually having to dash away as this culling getting him so low. And it's Maple coming down, taking a big chunk out of Godtone's health bar as well. Junjia looks like he's walking forward, but silence does come out of Fiddlesticks.
Wow, but the tower is getting this low, even without a Baron or a Herald, is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Top tier 2 already fell, and mid tier 2 feels like it's not far behind. Junjia maybe looking at top.
Godtone dodges out, does have stopwatch, but he's not going to be able to use it. He is just eliminated. Now, I think this is just Baron.
Yeah, I think it will be. Hellpigs feels like without that Fiddlesticks to start the fight, have no way to contest this. And there's so much DPS that can come through from this Fed Lucian and the Azir. They're going to try, but I think it's impossible.
Yeah. I mean, if you are able to somehow find Wako, perhaps, but look at Maple, he's just not even in the pit, and he's doing so much damage. Dominus pronked early, and it's going to be stunned up on the Junji, and he's actually just been annihilated. Taco tanking up what he can. Magnet Storm comes down, will land onto both the bot laners here for PSG, but they are relatively untouched. It's going to be ICA going down. Tide finding what he can. He's going to get the Dustblade proc. He's going in, but Exhaust comes out. 180 carry down, one left to go as Adiox runs for his life. He is going to get that Gravitum and use the Snare, but I think a really good job from Halpix there being able to stop that.
Yep, I think that fight was a lot closer than it should have been, all things considered. They stopped the Baron, which is a pretty big win. I think that fight was pretty mis-executed from Maple. I mean, it felt good DPSing this over the wall, but when his team decided to turn, was just so far from the fight that he couldn't DPS for so long. And also, I think Jinjia, maybe goes in a bit too early. Probably could have just pulled off the Baron first and then looked, but dies instantly, and you can see Maple on the top side so far away. Fortunately, Wako is strong enough that he can kind of deal with them for this long, but ultimately, I think it was pretty badly executed from PSG, and it still ended up being even, which kind of just speaks to the state of this game. At least the Baron got stopped, though.
Hey, Goldtone's just getting caught again. He's going to have to use the stopwatch right here, but can they protect him? It doesn't feel like it. You had to know that's coming.
Yeah,
There's no way you don't know that's coming.
Godturn, I feel like, is just kind of desperate at this point to find something. It really feels like there just is nothing to find, though. PSG, too far ahead, too in control, just really closing out all those windows.
This will be their Baron. There's no way you can stop this one, although... Jinjia, walking forward, has flash, but cease and desist, importantly, not available for this Vi. And you feel like now, there's no tanky members of Halpix, there's no wave clear. It should just be PSG walking forward and ending. I think Jinjia, RZF throwing out their ults, pretty much no way for Halpix to win a fight here.
Yeah, I think it's very hard for Halpix to fight in the base too. They don't have a good place for Fiddlesticks to hide. Although, maybe he's going to try to get into that base gate. Doesn't... Ooh, maybe he'll get it. Could try find something here. He's ulting.
Channeling. It's going to be ICA going down before he can even get there, though, as Maple dashing on away. Godtone next. Woody picks up that one as Adiox. A lot of chakrams, but he's not going to have the damage. They're just too weak. Taco last alive, trying to do what he can, but ultimately what he can do is nothing, and it's going to be PSG making up for their problems yesterday and picking up the win.
Yeah, unfortunate loss there for the side of Hellpigs. I really think their comp had potential to deal some damage in this game. Unfortunately, the Hellpigs bot lane just outclassed, fell far too behind, and I also think that as a team, a little bit of damage padded there. As a team, Hellpigs didn't do a great job of waiting for Godtone, right? It feels like